In the wake of the extraordinary Operation Spider's Web attack on Russian air bases, as well as the recent bombing of the Crimean Bridge, Ukraine just launched one of its biggest offensives yet, wiping out Russian oil depots, weapon plants and more. It's a further sign of Ukraine's growing power and influence in the war, and yet another disaster for the Russian President Vladimir Putin to deal with. Here's a closer look at what occurred. In the early hours of June 6, Ukrainian forces launched drone strikes on numerous targets in occupied territory and deep within Russia itself. The drone successfully struck the Kristall oil depot in the Russian city of Engels, situated in the Saratov Oblast, approximately 370 miles from Ukraine. This was not the first time that Ukraine targeted this particular oil depot. It struck it twice earlier in the year, first on January 8, with drones wiping out 3 fuel tanks, each capable of storing millions of gallons of fuel, and damaging 6 others. Less than a week later, on January 14, while the fires from the previous attack were still burning, Ukraine doubled down and struck the depot again. However, in the months since that point, this site has been quiet. Until now. The latest drone attack was a big one, with Engels residents at the oil depot. Video footage was soon shared online, primarily via the Telegram channel for the independent Russian news outlet Astra. In the videos, air raid sirens are heard ringing out, while raging flames and thick black plumes of smoke rise above the oil depot. Upon closer inspection of the footage, it appears that at least 3 fuel tanks are ablaze, though the full extent of the damage done is not yet known. But the Ukrainian Defense Forces have claimed full responsibility for the attack. In a post on Telegram, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine wrote, "The Ukrainian Defense Forces have struck a preemptive strike on the eve of the massive enemy shelling. Enemy airfields and other important military facilities were hit. On the night of June 6, a successful strike was carried out on the Engels airfield in the Saratov region, a place of concentration of enemy aircraft remaining after the operation of the Security Service of Ukraine." The statement later added further details on the attack. In the Saratov region, numerous hits have been confirmed in at least 3 tanks with fuel and lubricants, with subsequent ignition and a large-scale fire at the facility. The occupants' emergency services were unable to localize the fire. Significant smoke is observed. Dozens of explosions were recorded in the area of the targets. The results of the damage are being clarified. Over on the